welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailey and this is Bagels Books. Today we're going to be doing a book haul. I'm ashamed to say it. So this will be every book I've gotten since my last book haul, which was in October. So 6 months, I think. Yeah, about 6 months. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So buckle up. I don't think I'm gonna go super into detail with everything. We'll see. So, let's begin. These will not be in order of the order I've gotten them, because I just went through my shelf and I'm just like taking them off and throwing them in a pile. I'll tell you kind of when I think I got them, but for the most part it's just chaos. So, the only book that I've gotten this year that did you hear my neck pop? That was disgusting. That I don't have with me. I have it at work. I let someone borrow it. So I wrote it on a post-it note so I wouldn't forget it. The Night Shift by Alex Finlay. I've read this one already. I've talked about it a couple of times on my channel, I think. So that book I got, that was the first book I got at the beginning of 2023, actually. So that is a book I got. The next book, oh, I'm so excited. So this book I bought last year. You'll understand maybe when you see it, is this special edition Brandon Sanderson book. So Brandon Sanderson in 2020 wrote 4 books that he kept a secret, and in 2022, I don't remember exactly, but he came out with that he wrote these 4 books, that he was working on getting them published, and that they were gonna, it was this whole Kickstarter thing. Anyway, this is the first of the 4. It's the only one I have right now. It just came in a few days ago. There was a huge hiccup with them all, but it is stunning. I bought them for Joe, but I mean, I am interested in Brandon Sanderson. You know, I'm not a huge fantasy person at this time, but I'm trying to be. So this is mostly for Joe, but they're just beautiful, you know? And they have the most beautiful inlay, and it's dual colored. It's just so pretty. I mostly just want to read it because it's beautiful, and he wrote this for his wife, so that's adorable. Let's see, in there, for each book he picked a different artist, so this one is by Howard Lyon. So each one he comes out with will be a different artist, and they had, I'm pretty sure, free range of how they wanted to design it. So this is one of the pictures. It's stunning. Stunning. And then beautiful. And so this is an empty circle. I've gone through and kind of flipped through it already, and each chapter a little something will appear. Let's see if I can go pretty far. Oh, well, there's part 2. And so it grows throughout the book. It just grows and it ends up being this whole thing. It's so pretty. Let's see if I can find another picture. Hopefully it won't spoil anything. Am I done? Oh, beautiful. There was one more that was pretty early on that I really liked. I thought, oh, there it is. So pretty. So cute. I'll read you the back of it. I don't know a whole lot about it other than it is in Brandon Sanderson's fantasy universe called the Cosmere. It says, in the middle of the ocean, there was a girl who lived upon a rock. This was not an ocean like the one you have imagined, nor was the rock like one you have imagined. The girl, however, might be as you imagine. Assuming you imagined her as thoughtful, soft-spoken, and overly fond of collecting cups. And that's all it says. I've seen some reviews that boy is pretty high up on her island, and she falls in love with him, and they can't be together, and then he goes off, and I'm pretty sure it is thought he went missing. So this is an adventure of her trying to find him, I believe. So there's this one. So beautiful. I cannot wait to get the next ones, and I'm excited for Joe to read them because I bought them for him. Okay, the next one is Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. I do not know a whole lot about it other than the cover is beautiful. That's all I know. This was bought for me by Jordan. Her YouTube is Bookish Gym. She got this for my birthday. She said she thought I would like it because A History of Wild Places, I loved that, and she said that book reminded her of this book. So she got this for me for my birthday, and I am so excited to read it because I loved A History of Wild Places. I've been like craving that book again, so I might read this one soon. And it just looks like spring to me, like the freaking bees and the flowers and the honey. It just looks like a spring book, you know? I don't know if it is, because I don't know really anything about it other than A History of Wild Places. So there's that one. Another one I got for my birthday is Gleanings by Neal Schusterman. This is a collection of short stories in his like Scythe universe. Scythe. Which is a dystopian trilogy about this world where they've cured everything. Sickness, no one dies. Like if you get hit by a car, you're fine. No one has cancer. You know, nothing like that. And at a certain age, you can do what they call turn a corner and like go back to looking 18 again. It's crazy. But to keep the population under control, there are these things called scythes, and they have a quota to meet. Every year, they have to kill like X amount of people just to make sure the population doesn't get crazy. Very good dystopian sci-fi-esque series. I love it. So this came out this year. My friend got it for me. Caitlin got it for me for my birthday because I love this series. And this is signed, friends. It is signed by Neal Schusterman. I love him. Look at that. I love him. But yeah, that's that book. Got it for my birthday. Let's see. I'm pretty sure there's another one. Oh, yeah, here. I also got this for my birthday. It Starts With Us. Still haven't read it, but I need to. I finished It Ends With Us. I don't remember when, but I need to read this one. This was the second one. It Ends With Us. Came out fairly recently. August? I don't remember. But this is another one I got for my birthday. Okay. This one is Belladonna by Adalyn Grace. I don't know a whole lot about this book other than it is literally beautiful. Okay? Main reason I bought it is because it's beautiful. It is a YA fantasy-esque series about this girl who, I'm pretty sure she like makes a deal with death. So like death is a character in it. Yeah, an alliance with death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, death has shown Cigna that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. Belladonna brings to life a highly romantic, gothic-infused world of wealth, desire, and betrayal. So I'm very interested in this because I really loved The Invisible Life of Adalyn, like most people. Death's in that one. This reminds me kind of like that. A romance with death. He's a character. All that. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it. Just that it reminded me of Invisible Life of Adalyn. Got this at a 50% off hardback store. Hardback sale at Barnes & Noble. I went to 2 Barnes & Nobles, and this was the last one at the second Barnes & Noble. Let me tell you, when I reached in front of someone's face and grabbed it, so it better be good, because I went through a lot of trouble to get this, and it's too beautiful to not be good. That's all I'm saying. And I've already ordered the second one. It's fine. So it has to be good. Let's see. Did I get these for my birthday? No. This was a Christmas gift. So, from my friend Caitlin. I love the, Kiss Quotient? Yes, The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang, which is a romance novel I've talked about, I believe. So, for Christmas, Caitlin got me the second one, The Bride Test. Don't know anything about it. Don't care, other than it's a romance, and I love the first one. She also got me a thriller book, but I already had it, so I went and exchanged it for the third one, The Hart Principle. So now I have, like, the whole trilogy of The Kiss Quotient. Very excited to read these. I don't know when. I'm really into romances at this time, like right now. So I don't know. I've been wanting to read these lately. We'll see. Got these too. I'm just like throwing these anywhere I can find a place. The next one I got is Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier. I recently read Jar of Hearts and I was obsessed with it. So I was like, well, I need other things by her. So I went to Gardner's, which is like the used bookstore in my town, and I found this. So I picked it up. Don't know what it's about, but I'm sure it's dark and thriller and crazy. Very excited. Next, I got this at the 50% hardback sale as well when I got Belladonna. Malice House by Megan Shepherd. I've heard good things. It's like a horror thriller So this one is about the main character. Her father dies, so she goes back to the house that he was living in, and she finds like a manuscript of a book he was writing, or maybe already finished, I'm not sure, that is like short stories of this house being haunted. So she's like reading it, and I'm assuming like cleaning out the house, and kind of spooky things are happening, and she's trying to decide if like the stories her dad wrote, I just put myself in the eye, if the stories her dad wrote are like real or if they were just make believe. And it just sounds like a spooky haunted house book. It reminds me a lot of Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. So very interested to see how this one goes. Next one I got pretty recently. This one is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I got this because one, it was $6.99. Two, a lot of people have told me, or I've heard, that this is a lot like House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, and I loved that book. So I picked this one up. Don't know what it's about. Next, I got, what is this, Triptych? Got this at the used bookstore in our town, and this is the beginning of another series by Karin Slaughter. So I read the first 3 in the Blindsided series, Grant County series, and I really like these. Oh, this is the Will Trent series. So this is the first one in the Will Trent series. That one's pretty long, but I want to start it, so I got the first one. I got Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This won the Book of the Month Year Award of 2022, so I got it from Book of the Month because I've only heard great things, and it won an award. Do I know what it's about? No, but I'm hoping it'll make me cry. Next, I bought this book called Odin's Child. It is a trilogy, I think. I heard someone talk about this a while ago on BookTube. I don't remember who, and I don't even remember what they said really, but I just remember it sounded so good. So I found the first one at Barnes & Noble and I picked it up. Imagine lacking something that everyone else has, something that proves you belong to the world. Something so vital that without it you are nothing, a plague, a myth, a human. At 15 winters old, Hirka learns that she is a child of Odin, tailless rot from another world. Despised, dreaded, and hunted, she no longer knows who she is, and there are people who would kill her to keep it secret. But there are worse things than children of Odin, and Hirka is not the only creature to have broken through the gateways. I'm pretty sure this was written in another language, and it was translated to English, so I don't know what the other language is, but very excited to read this one. It sounds dark, disturbing, and creepy. My favorite. And then I got Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Chanel Miller is the girl who was in the, was it Stanford? Oh my gosh, Stanford sexual assault trial. So this is like her story and all that good jazz. I have listened to it, so I have read this book before, but I really wanted to listen to it again, or read it again. So I got the physical one because I just loved it so much. And that book is really hard to read, just so everybody knows. The next one I got was Weyward by Emilia Hart. This is a debut book by Emilia Hart, obviously, just said that. But this is about this like family, and it follows 3 women in the family at like different time periods. So there's a 2019, a 1619, and a 1942. And it's these women in the same family, and they're like in the 1619 one, it's like witch trial situation. So I'm assuming this is like a family of witches, but very excited to get to this one. That was one of my like most anticipated of 2023. The next one is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Choshki. Don't remember a whole lot about what it's about, but it was also on my 2023 most anticipated books, and then it was Book of the Month book, so I got it. It says, gothic infused story about a marriage that is unraveled by dark secrets, a friendship cursed to end in tragedy, and the danger of believing in fairy tales. The breathtaking adult debut from best-selling author. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but because I'm sure I read the description of it in my most anticipated books of the year. And then, gosh, this going through this stack makes me slightly ashamed of myself. Anyway, The Riding Retreat by Julia Bartz. This is a thriller book. and it is about this like author who hosts this writing retreat. She invites a bunch of authors and they go to this like, I think it's the author's home actually. It's super secluded and they're like competing for I don't even know what, honestly, but gets a little cutthroat, I believe. But everyone has said really good things about it, so I'm pretty excited to get to it. It's super wintry, so I don't know when I'll get to it because it's sunny now and I don't really want to read a wintry book right now, but because I'm over the snow, I'm over the cold right now. I really want some warmth in my life. That is not what this book is giving. Another one from Book of the Month is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. This is her second book. Her first one was A Flicker in the Dark. I've heard good things about both of them, kind of. I've heard like good things and bad things, so I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to read them. I love a good thriller. Don't ask me what it's about, because I don't remember. But it sounded good at the time. Next. Are we surprised? It's another Book of the Month book. So this is The London Seance Society by Sarah Pinner. I have her other one as well. The Lost Apothecary came out a year or two ago. Not sure, but this one is also giving me witchy vibes. Amid the shrouded parlors of Victorian London, two daring women hunt for truth and justice in the perilous art of conjuring the dead. Wow, that sounds so good. Very excited. I don't know if I've heard anyone talk about this yet. Like if anyone's read it. I'm sure people have read it, but I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet, but I'm very excited about it. It's fine. A Wilderness of Stars. That's where my problem is. I need to just cut them out. Cut them out of my life. Wilderness of Stars by Shay Earnshaw. She is the author who wrote History of Wild Places, so don't even know what this is about. But I got it because I loved that book so much that I'm going to read this and it sounded really good when I read it, but I don't remember. Come for me, okay? Such Pretty Flowers by K.L. Sarah, I think. This was also in my 2023 most anticipated releases of the year. And I went to Barnes & Noble a few days ago and got it. Okay, it's fine. It was buy one, get one 50% off, okay? And I love the cover. I just love all the flowers everywhere. I'm obsessed. A lot of these covers have flowers on them now that I think about it. But it's okay, I love it. Then this was also one I got for this was the 50% off one, I think. It's called The Stolen Hours by Alan Eskins. Never heard of him. Never heard of this book, but it sounded really good. Lila Nash is on the verge of landing her dream job, working as a prosecutor under the whatever attorney, and is settling into a happy life with her boyfriend Joe. But then a woman is pulled from the Mississippi River, barely alive. The police believe the woman's assailant is Gavin Spencer, a local photographer, but the evidence is slim. It seems Gavin saw this investigation coming, and no one can imagine how carefully he has prepared. Haunted by the ghosts of her own unspeakable attack 8 years earlier, Lila knows she has to stop Gavin, but the more determined she is to put him behind bars, the more elusive justice becomes. With the clock ticking down, it will take everything Lila's got to outsmart a killer and to escape the dark hold of her own past. I'm pretty sure this is like one of those series where it follows a detective and every book's a different case kind of thing, which I didn't realize until I looked it up on Goodreads. But Karen Sauter said it's riveting, hold your breath something, because of a stupid sticker I need to take off, but it just sounded really good, and I really like legal thrillers. I haven't read a whole lot, but I've really enjoyed the ones I have read, and this was the most interesting one on that 50% off table. And I thought it'd be cool to read an author I'd never heard from before, you know? Because usually these books I've heard from the author, I've heard of the book when I pick them up, which is all great, you know, that's fantastic, but I wanted to get one that I had never heard of the person before. This next one is House of Salt and Sorrow, which I've heard amazing things. This is by Erin A. Craig, the same author who wrote Small Favors. And they have a second book coming out later this year, I think. It's called House of... I don't remember. But I think I talked about it in my 2023 anticipated reads. I'm not going to read the back of this. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired of this. My own fault. This is more books by Shay Earnshaw. I found this at Barnes & Noble, and it was like a bind-up of these two, Winterwood and The Wicked Deep, and I think that's all of her books now. I think I have all of them now. So very excited to read these two, and I just thought it was so cute, bound up together. Next one is a book Joe went to Barnes & Noble a while back, and when we went, they were like, oh, you know how they like, here are some books that we are going to give you for 50% off because you bought some books. Would you like any of them? So Joe bought some books, but he was like, do you want one? And so I picked The Silent Woods. It is about this girl and her dad lives out in like the middle of nowhere. They provide for themselves out there. Someone brings them a shipment, I believe like once a year, that like lasts them. I'm assuming it's like grains and canned goods. I don't know. But one year, their shipment never comes, and they're like in the wilderness by themselves without food and all that, and it's supposed to be like really spooky, and I'm excited. I've heard good things, so hopefully it's really good. Next one, I got this book for Joe mostly, Uzumaki by Junji Ito. He's been reading manga, and I've heard this one is like a horror manga, and it's extremely scary. So I'm interested in it for that fact, but I've never read a manga, and this one's humongous and expensive, so it better be fantastic. But I'm very excited, and it has like, the art is crazy in it. But hopefully it's really good. Like I said, I've never read a manga, so I'm really excited, and this would probably be the first one I read, just because it's scary. Oh my god, there's chapters in it? I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, the art is so beautiful. So yeah, and I've heard great things about this and this author and his other manga. So hopefully it's really good. But like I said, I bought it for Joe. So we'll see if I ever read it. Probably. The next one is Rebel's Creed by Daniel Green. I read his first book, Breach of Peace, in my most recent vlog. And in that vlog, I went and bought this one because I liked that first one so much. So I went and bought the second one. Next is Pen Pal by Dathan Arbach. This is like a horror book. I've heard such great things about this book. Super dark, super disturbing. Super excited to read this book. I don't know why, but I've heard so many people talk about it recently, and I don't even think it came out recently, but so many people are talking about it. 2012, like this book is old, but for some reason I've seen like 3 people talk about it pretty recently. So I was at Barnes & Noble and it was like faced out, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get it because it sounds super interesting and everybody loves it. So I grabbed that. And the next 2 I got from Pango Books, which I will have my Pango Books linked down below. I think I have like 15 books on there for sale, which I'll be doing a video soon about books I'm unhauling, because after this, I felt like crap and like went through my bookshelves, and I have a fat stack of books I want to get rid of now, so they're all in my Pango Books. So, the first book I got, well, they're both kind of like in the same vein. So I recently saw Jan Agaton talk about, Agaton? I think it's Agaton. Talk about this book. I don't know if it was in a recent video or if I was just like in a deep hole on YouTube, because that happens. But I got Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. I've seen the Netflix series. I love the Netflix series. Very sad it got canceled. But now I have the book. These are the OG BAU people in the FBI, the Behavioral Analysis Unit. So like real life criminal minds, which I'm obsessed with criminal minds. So I got this. This is like their interviews with the freaking serial killers. And like how they made the profiles. I'm so excited. And I got the physical one so I can write all up in it. Oh, I'm so excited. When I first got this, I was like, BAU, here I come. That is like my dream job. I love my job right now, don't get me wrong. But if I could choose anything, I think I would want to work for the BAU. I don't know. Like just using your brain like that every day just sounds incredible. Anyway, also terrible. The things I see, I'm sure, are horrific, awful, unbelievable. But I am fascinated with these people's brains for some reason. I don't know what my problem is. I do have one. But I just love learning about these things. Like, it blows my mind, the things that go through these people's head. But anyway, there's that. Very, very excited about that. This book is like so old too. That Mindhunter series came out in I think 2017, 2018, I don't really know. This book, oh shut up, 1995. This book came out when I was born, okay? I am 27. This book is so old, oh my god. Wow, that blows my mind. But I'm very excited to read it still, nonetheless. Wow, I can't believe that book is so old. And then this is also by them. John Douglas, Mark Olshaker. This one is The Killer Across the Table. So, I don't know, it's just another one they wrote that I also heard Jen Agaton talk about. So, very excited. I don't know. They have a ton of books too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 8 of them. So, we'll see how I like these two. Oh, when did this one come out? 2019? Okay, that one's pretty new. This one's newer. Oh, God. Pretty sure there's pictures in this one too. I'm very excited. Oh, no, maybe not. I lied. But yeah, that was my last one, okay? That was all of them. It's way too many, but that was all of them. I'm not going to count them, okay? I'm ashamed of myself. But it's fine. Okay, it is fine. Thank you for watching. I will be doing an unhaul soon because I have to. Okay. I have to. After this, I have to. There's no space on my shelves. I have to get rid of some crap. So, that will be coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have you read any of these books? Don't tell me if you didn't like them. Only tell me if you liked them. Or if you're interested in them, let me know. And I might push them up on the list. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.